Okay, we are recording. Okay. All right. So, I just want to establish this.
So talk about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good play. Or long play. But good nonetheless.
Hey, to be
What
honest,
did what
sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no go ahead. I was honestly gonna ask what was the most important thing, but I'm pretty sure you're going there.
Well, I mean, to be honest though, like, no, I just mine just like opinion. Like, honestly, like, because like it's not like how I would see a play. It kind of feels like it's just. It kind of like I tend to forget it's a play because I feel like it was a story, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Um. So
So the big question, what are we gonna write about?
so I think Sorry guys. Go ahead and discuss. I just take this call.
Man, your girlfriend calling. Okay, Jason, I see you. But yeah. Um how do you say it? I Nia.
Aina.
So none of the ones I said. Okay, Aina. So or Demetria or whoever. What do you guys want to write about?
You
I
know.
mean,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's just no. I'm trying to be more tame because from previous group work, like I was always like jumping in and like throwing ideas out there. So before I like even suggest an idea, I wanted to just hear what you guys want to say first.
Were you the group that did like the whole essay for an LAP?
Yes, I think
Uh,
that was before.
it was group one of the last LAP, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of interesting scenes that could possibly have hidden messages. We're not gonna do the "Why don't you like me" one, right? Because that's not novel.
That one's.
Everyone,
I mean, I
yeah,
think because that one's like already we like pretty much
we discussed
explored
about it.
last week.
Yeah,
I don't know. For me, like I feel like I have two right now on the top of my mind that we could write about. So the first one, right, is the word fences itself, because you notice that like a good majority of the story is usually like the setting is usually like within like the front of the house or like the front yard. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't really see you don't really see most of the discussions taking place like outside, right? Like at the sanitation department or at the A&P store, right? Or at the high school or whatever. Most of those things are said usually in the house, like in the front of the house or like the back of the house. I don't know. It's usually said like around like some yard, basically. Because like
this is good,
yeah.
but we probably need to narrow that. We have one paragraph.
So what I'm thinking is that because the said yard is hemmed in by a fence, right? Because you know how Troy asked Corey to help him build the fence, right? I was thinking too is like the yard and the fence could kind of represent how do I put this? Kind of like how it's like kind of like the first step into the outside world, but you're not necessarily out there yet. Because you notice like in the story, right, how it's always in the yard where Troy tells Corey like you better go get your job back at the store, or like how he talks to Bono about work like that. Something I feel like it's just like I don't know if I'm making sense, but I feel like it's kind of the precipice of public and private life, I guess. Because you're not out there, like you're outside your house, but you're not like in like technically in the streets in public. Like you're still on your property, but you're outside, you're exposed. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I see it. And the second one is man, if because I'm afraid this one might be a little bit controversial, but um,
If it's controversial, it's novel. Hey.
I mean, okay, so it's like in the like how I mentioned in class, right? How because this story was written or the play is set in 1957, right? So that's literally on the eve of the whole civil rights movement. And yes, obviously in the book, you can see the racial attitudes because the N word is used a lot in this thing, and you know Troy describes the situation at his work as the white guys get to drive the trucks while the black guys or the colored guys are the ones actually dumping the trash, hauling the trash. And it's interesting too because like I forgot who mentioned it. I don't know if it was Anthony or it was someone, but they mentioned that Troy, it seems like he had more criticisms for his own race, right? I mean, yeah, you could tell like he kind of resented the white man a little bit, but like it's not like he was blaming the white man for everything, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
like he was saying like, Corey, like the white man's always gonna think the white man is the one that caused us to be like this. Like he's like, no, like I feel like he's very open. Like not saying that he hates his own race, but I think he's a person who kind of is very accountable. Like he's the person that cleans up his own act before going to tell others what they should do. And I think I'm not, again, this is good. This is the controversial part. Knowing a lot of the situation of the African American community today, as compared to back in like in the 50s, 60s, you notice that one, in back then, there was a lot of more emphasis on the family unit, right? Because in this one, sure, it's not really dynamic family because obviously this is Troy's second marriage, but at least there's that cohesive family unit. There's the father telling his son, you need to go learn a trade, get your job back, those kinds of things. And I feel like that's in terms of like, especially today, like in the inner city, you don't really find that anymore. So I think if anything, this story kind of symbolizes the accountability that this particular community had back in the day, which they are severely lacking now. That's how I see it.
That was deep. I think I'm leaning to if we were to choose one of the two, because the fences one, like it makes sense. You said like the fences like it's like private life and personal life. You know when Troy finished the fence, right? It was after he told Rose about his mistress, right?
Yes.
He like connected his two lives together, and like that two life concept is kind of sounding good to me because you also represented two lives, right? Your private life and your public life.
Publicly.
So I'm leaning towards that. It sounds nice. I think it's novel, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean we can talk about others if anyone else has anything.
I mean, let's hear your guys' own, like, because I don't know if mine.
You're assuming I had something.
I totally agree with the fencing kind of representing the private and public life, but for some reason I feel like the fence itself would represent Troy.
Yeah.
Like you know how like Christian just said that when he only finished that fence after he um revealed to Rose that he has a mistress. I don't know, something tells me like that fence um represents Troy in a way. Like because you know how he's so stuck on, you know, how it was like back then compared to everyone else in the story who's already kind of like in the now, and like I guess for me the fence would represent Troy, and like because fences stay in one place and they are like a barrier that's like meant to protect, you know, whoever's staying there. I feel like I don't know, maybe we can go to your direction on it, Jason, how it represents the public and private life, but I for me personally it represents Troy because he's stuck in that, you know, in the past, and even though like he as the story progresses it just doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. It's like there's this barrier, this fence kind of holding him back. Maybe he is the fence, he cannot go forward, he cannot go backwards kind of thing. I don't know, does that make sense?
No, I think that's a good one also because like if you remember what Bono whatever he said,
Bono,
he said Bono he said there's two reasons why people build fences, right? To keep people out and to keep people in. So like you know how like he kept Corey from going away to college, he kept Rose from getting another guy because Rose just stayed with her. That's kind of it, yeah. I can also see that, but like I'm scared that other people might see that too. But I don't know. I mean, if you were like leaning really heavily on it, or what do you think, Jason?
I mean,
So you're trying to make it more novel? Christian?
Well,
You're trying
I
to make it-
mean, novel is part of the novel's the way to win, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we're trying to win. Unless we're not, I'm okay.
I
Wait,
just-
we've all won one LAP competition, right? I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Jason and Aina won the first one.
Aina.
Aina. Jason and Aina won the first one, and then Demetria and I won the second one. We're fine. We're chilling.
So, with the fences, right? Like like how you said, right? Other groups might take that. I think that is very true because I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like your interpretation of fences is pretty good. It's just that the fence thing. Like the way I put it, I just realized it's kind of. I feel like it's a bit too cliche because obviously the yard it's your property, but you're still outside, so people see you. I don't know. I mean, we can go with your interpretation of the fence. I just feel like my own kind of it might be a bit cliche, a bit too cliche. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, then again, it's the way that we put it together. Everyone can have the same idea. What matters is how we put it together. So, as cliche as it is, or whatever idea we go for, maybe it's something that everyone is thinking about, but it's how we would compile all that evidence and everything. So, if we want, we can go the cliche way, or we can just
But
try to figure out another way. But for me personally, I don't think anybody would think the fence itself would represent Troy. I mean, I can see people kind of describing how maybe talking about other things, but to say the fence itself represents Troy, I don't know.
I don't mean any disrespect, right? But like,
Mm.
like when Also, Denisha, can you mute it real quick? Because the feedback. Sorry.
Sorry, what?
Oh, because like sometimes we can hear our voice through
Background.
your microphone. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right. Sorry. But yeah, you just unmute if you have something to say, please. I'm sorry. But yeah, the only reason why I thought that that someone else might think is because after you read Fences at the bottom, it's like, why is this the title? Like, there's a question at the bottom of the book, in our book, the Norton. It asks like, why is it the title Fences when it could so easily be called The Life of Troy Maxon? That's literally the question at the bottom of the book. That's why I was like, that's where they would think like the fence and then Troy are connected. That's what I was thinking. I'm not saying that you just copied it or something. I'm pretty sure you didn't. But
No worries.
I was like that's the only thing I was thinking about. I was just like, probably that. But other than that, I mean, you're right. It is how we compile our ideas and then just do it better than the others. But I mean, we can see. We have like time.
Okay, so I guess if you're gonna set off on the tangent of trying to kind of see the deeper meaning behind the fence, then that's pretty much good. It's just a matter of finding evidence to back that up. So,
So I think we are leading around writing something about the fence.
the fence.
We're on
You stop.
we're on the fence. No, never mind. But yeah, I think we're leading around somewhere there.
So on the fence about this man.
Mm,
I mean, I could see why you would think the fence could represent Troy because like it's kind of like, especially with his interactions with Corey, you feel like he's the one that doesn't like Troy's usually he's the one that's kind of very he's not really a dynamic character. He's very static, right? I mean, yeah, sure. There's moments in the drama where we do find things about Troy, surprising things about Troy, but I think, the fence, because it's for the most part, it's like an on and off completion status. It kind of represents his life at this point because he's had his fun, but now he just doesn't know where to go next, right?
Mhm.
And sorry, I don't help me recall, but did they does it mention in the drama if they ever like finished it or
Yeah, they finished the fence.
okay? Because I know like he was, I think the last hammer was like when I guess Corey and Bono were also in the yard, and then Troy was like telling Corey go get the wood and start sawing, those kinds of things. But then the funny thing is like
I'm pretty sure they finished it. Did they finish it?
I'm trying to look right now. Dang.
I'm sorry if I'm not really like talking. I'm like taking note of what you guys are saying.
No.
It's okay.
No worries. I mean, do you have another idea you want to pitch in, Denitra?
So I just wanted to ask, like, so what Mr. Burrell wants us to do is basically talk about what the fence represents, or like what the overall story is kind of.
He does not want that. He doesn't want
Okay.
us to.
Okay.
He made that pretty clear during our lecture. He's like, I do not want stuff like to know what the story is about or stuff like that. It's really just trying to analyze a certain part of the story or something like that.
Okay, so I just wanted to talk about not really about the fence, but about the sport of baseball, because it's while I was reading the story, there was this part where I read that Troy, he loved playing baseball and he was like really good at it, but then like due to his race or like possibly his age when he got out of prison, what is this, he was like denied. So like later in life he like kind of like developed this love-hate relationship towards the sport of baseball. And I think it's important like throughout the movie or like the story, because during like the climax when he confesses to Rose about his affair with Alberta, he uses like baseball terminology like to tell her, because I remember reading a part where he was saying like, I just might be able to steal second, and I was like, yeah,
Oh gosh.
yeah.
I did not think of it like that. And when you think about baseball, when you hit a baseball over the fence,
Swinging
what
for
is
the
that supposed
fences.
to represent?
It's supposed to represent home run.
Home run.
Oh.
Yeah.
Denitra!
That's what was going through my mind.
That's so good. Oh my god, I didn't even think of thinking of baseball. But yeah, if you think about it, fences and baseball connect in that way.
Definitely.
Oh my god. Oh,
That's
is
another
that novel
way.
enough?
It sounds novel. I hope.
Yeah, but I thought that was a really good thing to point out, because I feel like everyone's gonna like talk about the fence itself, like, or talk about what the fence is, but they're like not thinking about like the other things, like
baseball.
other important parts of the story, in my opinion.
What if we say that like the story is kind of like a baseball game then, and for each base is each event of Troy's life, and when he like hits like the baseball, I guess that would be the conclusion in the end, where it goes over the fence and he hits a home run, and that's basically, I don't know, just a suggestion. If we decide to go
I
with
don't know.
that.
I just thought of something really like, I don't know if it sounds outlandish, right? But it's like, like relating to the whole baseball, right? Like stealing first, stealing second, third, then home run. Like for example, right, when Troy like reveals to Rose that he has a mistress, right? he brings up he uses baseball terminology, right? And like one of the main reasons was that like he saw Rose as like one of the bases, like second base, but he didn't want to steal the third and make the home run because, at least Rose and Corey, they were the base, and they provided him like a stable life, and he didn't want to lose that or something like that until he met Alberta, who was the final base. So I guess maybe that's when he tried to steal third, but because he's been, I guess, so static for so long, like the victory turned out to be his last, and then by the time he reached the home run, Matay already. I don't know.
I mean,
Or maybe.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say maybe we can look at home run as a negative thing. Like just as you said, he's staying on, was it second or first base because he has a stable life, right? And Alberta would be the last base, and if he keeps continuing, then that'll be the end of the game. If he hits a home run and he goes through all of that, then he basically not loses the life that he has, but like it will fall apart kind of thing. I don't know.
I think I do like the loses the life that he has, because if you think about it, when he died, he was swinging. Like he went down swinging, literally. So you could say he hit a home run. I mean, that's how he died, right? You're saying that the home plate is the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for you.
Because we're saying the first base was, see, Corey's mom, second base was Rose, third base was Alberta.
No, wait, no.
There.
Actually, no. Sorry. Because remember, Troy also had another son from like his first marriage. I think it was it Leon?
Leon?
Leon.
Did this guy have fucking?
Lyson?
did this guy have fucking 4 wives?
Apparently,
I think he only has 2.
2, and
This guy
then
have 3.
no. Well,
See, Lion. Wait. Lion and Corey's mom, Rose, and then Alberta.
But Rose is Corey's mom though, so that would make it 2 wives or 2 marriages, plus the mistress, which is Alberta. So
Yeah.
Oh, so 3 to 3.
So it's
3 to 3.
so basically, Leon's mom, Corey's mom, and what's the daughter's name? The Raynell, Alberta. So each woman represents the bases, right, or the stages of life. Because first base, obviously, right, you're still pumped up in the game, right, and that's when he had Leon. Obviously, the marriage didn't work out because Leon's living separately from yada yada, and Troy got another wife. But the next wife he got, which was Rose, represents second base, and at least at second base he felt more secure because it was almost.
Mhm.
But then the thing is, like I guess maybe he forgot about third base because maybe he thought that second base was like the last leg.
Mhm.
He forgot about third base, and when he saw third base, which is Alberta, he's like, "Oh man, I want to take third base now, but I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose second base, like AKA Corey and Rose." But then when he decided to finally get to third base, because he stalled for so long, like it was kind of a bittersweet victory because he did get with this Alberta woman. However, she died, leaving a daughter, which I guess it could not really represent the home run, but like Alberta's basically the third base. And then after that, he made the home run, but he died, I guess. Because I think
So
it's there. Or sorry, I think it's when, because remember when Troy brought Raynell to Rosa's house, right? And then he was asking Rosa, like, can you take care of my daughter for me? And then Rosa's like, yes, but you don't have a woman anymore. And I think that represents him leaving second base to go to third base. Or no, that represents the final home run, because if Rose finally severed that tie with Troy,
Mhm.
Basically, all he has to do is just run to a home run, and obviously the home run ended in his death, like he went down swinging. I hope that kind of makes sense.
Hmm. I mean, I think maybe the Alberta would be the third base, and the walk from or the run toward from third base to the home base would be the concluding where Corey and Troy were, having that exchange with the base, playing baseball.
I mean, we have a slight problem that he calls from his apology, or I guess his explanation to Rose. He calls Alberta. He says, "Okay, quote. Then when I saw that girl, she firmed up my backbone, and I got to thinking that if I tried, I might be able to steal second. After 18 years, I wanted to steal second." So he says that Rose was first.
Hmm.
Who was third?
Maybe that's the third base is um I guess maybe his life falling apart. Like I said, maybe it's not really so the women that was in his life, but maybe it's the events in his life. Like the
Okay.
first part could the first base centers around Rose and Corey's, because obviously in the beginning of the story it doesn't start off with the first marriage, right? So
Yeah.
that's already like way back then. That's probably like at the where he's batting, right? So he starts there, and then first base would represent, I guess, his life with Rose and Corey, and then second base, that was when Alberta's in the picture, and he's deciding whether to keep going or to just stay where he's at first base because it's safe. But then he tries to I don't know. I'm trying to think of it like an actual ball game. So if he tries to run to second base, of course the other players, would try and like out him, right? So there's that chance he could be out. But does it specifically say he went all the way with Alberta, or
Yeah,
is
yeah.
he just saying that?
He had a kid.
I mean, because we don't know if they were officially married, right? But
I mean, we could say he got out. There's no other. I mean, we could say he was outed, right? That's
He
another
got
thing.
out, yeah.
He got out after second.
He went out after
uh,
second.
No, he never reached second.
all right. So the meeting's gonna be ending in 10 minutes. I'll just I'll just start another meeting, and then
Okay, so I guess we should start talking about what we're gonna do for the next. I think we do have. I don't know. We talked about it for a while. I think we do have what we want to write about. It's just we need to narrow it down. What I was
Yes.
thinking about, like, we just narrow it down and then we start talking in the second meeting, right? I think we're good on that.
Yeah.
all right.
The nature.
Yep.
Nitra, you good?
Why did you do this?
Yes, I'm just taking notes on what you guys are saying.
Okay.
So okay, I'll just start the second
No, we just finished this. We have 10
meeting.
minutes.
Okay. It might end on an awkward note, because if one of us is saying, then the time runs out.
He's gotta warn you. He's gotta warn you at 5 minutes. Yeah.
I don't know. I
I believe
never.
it does.
Well,
Okay.
I think we'll just all right. But so baseball, right?
So he's out. He got out at second base, I guess.
He got
Yeah,
out.
he tried, he got out, and then he
That's why he
went
never
back to
made
home.
it. I don't know.
Maybe he got out and he had another chance to swing at the home base, because remember he tried to, I guess, reconcile with Rose
Wait.
and with Corey, but then he couldn't because it was already, that was from the previous game. But this one, because he's starting fresh, he cannot go first base anymore. It has to be all the way, kind of. I don't know.
Wait, sorry guys. So like in, I don't know if you guys play baseball, but like if like for example you're trying to run from second to third, but then you see obviously you're not gonna make it. Do you is it possible to like run back to the second base? Because
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking though, like even though Troy cheated on Rose, right? Like I guess their relationship was strong enough that Rose kind of accepted what happened and offer and even took care of his daughter. And Troy obviously still lived with Rose. Maybe that could represent their Troy realized that he had gone too far and he was about to be outed, then he had to run back to second base, which was, or had to run back to first base, which was Rose. You think? I just kind of find it. I just kind of like tried to see if there's like any correlation between him remaining at first, trying to run to second, and how he still stays with Rose even after what happened.
But then think about it. Even though Rose kind of accepted him back, it wasn't the same.
Okay, let's look at the bigger picture. So we're writing an essay, right? Our central idea is what?
The baseball, I guess. Baseball terminology.
All right, what about baseball? Damn.
Like the baseball terminology that he uses in the like it throughout the thing to like how he uses baseball terminology to discuss like real problems or non-sports problems, I guess.
All right, and then so we're trying to say that Troy's use of analogy to Troy's use of baseball to describe events in his life, blah 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 blah. And then what's our paragraph? How do we prove that we use the apology for Rose?
I mean that's the thing we're trying to, because if we're trying to see how the bases running the bases connect to the way he develops or the way he develops over the story, I think would that be the main paragraph? I guess I don't know.
Because it's not. I don't think it's narrow enough. Because it's way too broad if we just say baseball.
The game of baseball.
Way too broad.
Yeah.
The game of baseball.
The game of baseball.
Troy's game of baseball.
All right, that could be our central idea, but then damn, we gotta thing.
African American baseball terminology in the 1950s. You know.
Man, I want to avoid looking up stuff because I don't want to do like citation.
I mean, honestly, right? You don't want to put too much outside context in this.
That could be our central idea, though. Troy's life is basically a game of baseball.
I mean,
and then
that's good, but then I don't know. It also kind of sounds like it might be a bit too broad because we're all.
No, that's not our LAP. That's the central idea of the essay, and then we should a paragraph explaining that, right? That's how LAPs work. They're basically parts of a whole.
So we're trying to find a specific part of them.
Yeah, we're trying to find a specific part of the game of baseball that was alluding.
Do you want to do like what the whole bases, like what each base represents, or something like that?
Like I think even bases is too much. We could pick like one base or something.
I mean, I would naturally assume you could pick like second, right? Or not second or first.
But he like directly says second base already. So things not much.
He said second base to refer to Alberta, right?
Yeah. Maybe we're looking at this wrong.
Oh man, you don't want to keep striking out until it's already the due date. I mean, at least we have something to work off of, right?
Oh yeah, that's the point of the first meeting. That's how it went in the last two LAP challenges, at least for my groups. And then the second one is just like you just narrow it down until you have something to write about.
So that's our central idea.
That's a central idea, yeah.
Troy's life is like a game of baseball.
Yeah.
Or what do you guys think? We can change it if anything.
I think we're too far deep in the rabbit hole.
Gotta turn back to first base. Yeah.
I mean, if you want, we can just focus on home run itself, because at the end it's pretty obvious that on that last game with Corey, quote unquote, he dies. So we know that at least home run means death. End of the game.
Yeah, that kind of sounds dark, man.
I know.
Or I guess home run doesn't equal the end of the game, but it equals the end of the batter's like turn cycle.
Yeah. Something
Okay. Okay. I'm more behind the
Yeah.
idea now. Okay. Because I know it doesn't end the game. Yeah, you can do that.
hmm Yeah, because you need three strikes, 3 outs for the game to end, kind of thing. So yeah, that the batter's cycle is
All right. We're less than a minute, so I'll just stop the recording now.